So good morning students. Today we will start a new topic and we will discuss about the two different categories of power resources. But before that, let us understand power or energy. That is very much important in our lives. It is important in transport, communication, working and in all spheres of our day-to-day lives. So these power resources are broadly categorized into two different categories. One is conventional sources of energy and another is non-conventional sources of energy. Conventional sources of energy are those sources that have been commonly used for long years. If we talk about the conventional sources, first oil, let us understand about their advantages and disadvantages. So if we talk about oil, that is a petroleum product, is easily transportable. It is easily transportable with the help of tankers and it is the basis of petrochemical industry. All those petrochemical industries that require some raw material, so oil is served as the raw material for all the petrochemical industries. And if you talk about the disadvantages of oil as a source, so depletion of oxygen. So it is somehow responsible for the depletion of oxygen due to oil spillage and gas leakages. As recently you saw, there was a news about the gas leakage. Somehow gas leaked into the atmosphere, into the environment, and it somehow caused depletion of oxygen in the current environment and somehow people started suffocating. Now it also releases pollutants. It also adds pollutant in the air and that are somehow responsible for the acid rain. And if you talk about the exploration of new fuel, so if you talk about the oil, the exploration for the new fuel is not that easy. Next is natural gas. Which is again easily transportable. And if you talk about its quality, it is more clean. It is more clean than the oil and it is also again cheaper than the oil. Next, firewood. Firewood, about 50% of the Indian population uses firewood that is easily available in the forest. But if you talk about the advantages, it is having an easy access. We can easily get firewood. It provides energy to the large population. But with respect to time, it also has certain disadvantages. It is time consuming. It is time consuming to fetch the woods as a fuel and it is polluting. And next, when we get more and more firewood from the forest, it leads to the deforestation. And somehow firewoods again adds greenhouse effect. By burning, we release many of the gases that somehow adds to the greenhouse effect. Next is coal, which is also known as buried sunshine. It is extensively available. It is somehow responsible, or we can say it is used to generate the thermal energy, the electricity produced by burning the coal. And next, if you talk about the disadvantages of coal, it is a polluting source. It releases number of gases into the atmosphere that somehow pollute the environment. And again, due to its heavy nature, it is quite bulky to transport from one place to another. Next, if you talk about hydel power, it is a non-polluting source of energy, quite cheap and promotes irrigation and fishing. Cheap in the source, we do not require that much amount of raw material to produce that electricity, and over here the raw material in the form of source is water. But somehow if we talk about the disadvantages, it leads to the displacement of the people. The people living near the construction of that particular dam somehow are required to move from one place to another. This is known as displacement. And many of the low-lying areas, due to the construction of dam, submerge. They get submerged. This is one of the disadvantage of hydel power. And again, if you talk about the setup, it takes long number of years to construct a dam and it requires number of instruments and number of things. That is why the setup is quite expensive. Though it is cheap, but the setup is quite expensive. Now if you talk about the non-conventional sources of energy, non-conventional sources of energy are those sources of energy that are renewable in nature. That means somehow if these sources of energy get exhausted, we can still rely upon these renewable sources of energy that are easily available in the nature. If you talk about the wind energy is a non-polluting, there is no pollution caused, and it is of low cost production after setup. Why we say after setup? Because the installation of the windmills is quite costly, but after that we get electricity at the cheaper price. So if you talk about the disadvantages of windmills, so it creates lot of noise pollution, and it is costly to set up that particular windmill, and it also affects radio and television, and is also harmful for the birds. Next, if we talk about the solar energy that is easily available in the nature, sun is continuously diffusing itself, sun is burning, and because of that it is inexhaustible, it will never end, and it is non-polluted again. Now if you talk about the disadvantages, again over here, to set up the setup of the solar panels is quite expensive. It's quite expensive because the material that is used to make a solar panel, solar cell is quite expensive. That is why we say it is again cheap, but the setup costs very much, and after the setup is done, after that we can harness the energy and that becomes cheaper. So it diffuse source gets wasted. Now when the sunlight that has been emitted by the sun in a particular day that we know as solar day, it gets wasted if it is not harnessed. So that is one of the disadvantages of solar energy. If we talk about tidal energy, it is again a non-polluting source of energy, inexhaustible source of energy. It is totally dependent on the tides, and tides we know it is a periodic movement, rise and fall of the water. If we talk about the disadvantage of tidal energy, it destroys wildlife. It destroys wildlife habitat, and also difficult to harness. It is again difficult to harness because it is totally dependent on the rise and fall of the water, and this rise and fall is due to the gravitational pull of sun, moon and earth. Now next is biogas. Biogas again low cost. It costs nothing but a very low price just to dig a hole and just we put down the biodegradable sources of raw materials so that it gets decomposed. So it is of low cost. Now it is again easy to operate and makes use of biowaste. Whatever biowaste that is being generated by humans is somehow utilized as a raw material to produce the biogas. Now if we talk about the disadvantages of the biogas, it is one of the major cause of green gas, as biogas releases CH4, that is methane. Now it is the biggest cause of greenhouse effect. If we talk about the nuclear energy, it emits large amount of energy. Because of the fusion in the nuclear reactor. Now if we talk about the disadvantages, the raw material is a radioactive substance that we have used in the nuclear reactor. So it will also have certain waste material. So disposing that particular waste material is a quite challenging task over here. So emits large amount of energy is an advantage, and if you talk about disadvantage, it is quite expensive to set up a nuclear reactor. It is quite expensive and it generates radioactive waste that becomes a challenge for us to dispose it of. Now next, if you talk about the geothermal energy, these are the sources of hot springs. That have somehow sulfur content in them. These are clean, eco-friendly and are always available. And if we talk about the disadvantage of geothermal energy, it is somehow located far from the city areas, and deriving energy from that particular place is not easy. So students, today we just had a glimpse of the conventional and non-conventional sources of energy and what were their advantages and what were their disadvantages. I hope you might have liked this small session.